What's up, everybody? Liquid's back. The whiteboard has made a comeback. I wanted to actually just come on and do sort of a quick video on a lot of the information that I've wanted to share for a while, but sort of felt like it wasn't the right time, I guess. So I have shared some of this over the years, but I'm being asked to share this really specifically right now because I think over the course of the last 2 years especially, you know, there's no like right or wrong way to do any of this because we're learning. But I think that over the course of time and with more people talking about twin flames and this whole path, that there's been more of an emphasis on the physical or the physicality, you know, the physical relationship, the desire to be in physical relationship, and all the drama, the third dimensional sort of like earthly drama that might come with this path because we're growing, we're learning, we're ascending, you know, ascending if you want to use that word, meaning raising our consciousness, you know, really shifting and raising our consciousness. So a lot of us on this path, I don't know about everybody, I don't know absolutes on this. I literally only know what I'm, you know, given through my own intuition and higher knowing and meditation practices and dreams and whatever else, you know, the ways that we receive intuitive information. So I've been told many moons ago that I was a starseed, and I said, oh, that really resonated when I was little. I was sort of like fascinated with the stars, and I remember really like looking up into the stars. Like we would go on car rides at night, and I would tell my mom, like, you know, I would ask about space, and I felt like that was home. And so slowly but surely over the years, I started being guided to resources to help me with this. So I know that there are a lot of you out there that will resonate with this. If this doesn't resonate at all, it's just not for you. So don't watch it, you know. If it resonates, then it's for you, and you are definitely going to know if this resonates. You're going to feel it really deeply. And maybe you're curious and you haven't had enough information, or maybe you've explored a little bit of this and you haven't known what to do. And also, you know, for a lot of people, this is really out there, so they don't want to talk about it. I honestly didn't want to make this video for a while for the same reasons, just because I was like, I don't know. But now I'm just like, who cares? Let's go for it. Because I know that this is important, and I have a bit more understanding now than I did before. So from what I understand, in my own personal definition of starseeds, are people that are here on this planet that have had at least one or more incarnations in other galaxies or in other planetary systems. So I put some examples here of the ones that have come up the most, like for me. The ones that I starred here, the Pleiades, the Arcturian, and Sirius, are the ones that I feel are working through me. There could be more, but right now, that's what I'm feeling, plus the Hathors, which is related to Tom Kenyon, who channeled the Hathors now for like over 30 years and actually just recently retired from channeling. They said that they were basically done using him as a channel. So now they are coming to me. So I'm like, okay, I guess it's time to like keep the, you know, like pass the torch. And I'm sure there are many more that will receive this energy and have already received it. So starseeds, from my definition, we're seated here. We literally came to this planet with origins from other systems, other planetary systems. These could be some of them, and there are many more. We came and volunteered to incarnate, to return to Earth with codes in our DNA. Codes, we can call them codes, that are going to assist humanity with the expansion and evolution of their souls. That's what ascension is for me. You know, it's not like we're literally lifting up and rising up into the sky, but the dimensions, you know, we're multidimensional. And so as we become more conscious of that, that to me is ascension, because we start to raise our vibration, and then we're able to connect in other realms, other dimensions beyond the third dimension. And Earth has already been introduced into, from what I understand, the fourth and fifth dimensions. And so even our planet, you know, the vibration of our planet or the frequency of our planet is changing. So I just believe that starseeds came, you know, with this knowledge from other planetary systems, and some of these are very advanced energies, especially Sirius, very high vibration. and Arcturian are very advanced in their understanding and knowledge and everything else. And Pleiades is a planet that to me has been described an energy of real unconditional love. They all are, but I find that a lot of people that connect with Pleiades connect with like a heart-centered way of living. I think all of them are here to show us more about unity consciousness. And so, you know, what I've received in the past and have heard with my own ears, like almost like a disembodied voice. I was lying in bed one day back in 2015 and I heard light language, and it was like the radio went on in my room. It sounded like at this, like the radio was turning on, like an old-fashioned television or radio. Like the frequency came in. I thought I was having a dream, but I was wide awake. It was pretty crazy. And all of a sudden I heard a different language, and it wasn't English. It was like really, really fast, very high pitched, like a really quick frequency. It lasted about 30 seconds, and then it was like the radio went off. And I heard it with my own ears, so I thought, holy moly, I'm losing my mind. Now I've lost it. I've officially like gone somewhere else. Forget it. Come save me. Beam me up. So I thought I was losing it, but actually what I heard was light language. So I didn't know that at the time, but that's what it was. So later, I discovered some of these people. So I had heard of Tom Kenyon back in 2012 when I was doing my Reiki training, and my teacher, this was 2012, she gave me his book. She gave me other books, and she told me at this time, 2012, that I was on this twin flame. I don't think she used the term twin flames. She talked about Elizabeth, what the heck is her name? Shoot, I didn't write it down because it's not my favorite book. But anyway, there was a book on twin flames and soulmates. I'm forgetting the woman's name right now. You probably know. Shoot, I should have written it down. Hold on, I'll look it up. Twin flames, soulmates, Elizabeth. Oh, Elizabeth Clare Prophet is the name. I guess I should put her. Honestly, though, it's not the one that resonates the most for me. Elizabeth Clare Prophet. She wrote a really tiny book, almost like a handheld book on twin flames. And I purchased it, and some of it resonated and some of it didn't. So, and she speaks in a more like religious context. What resonates the most for me, so this might be true for some of you, and those of you that like my videos are probably going to resonate with this. Personally, I resonate a lot with the ancient Egyptian energy, or, you know, the energies that also worked through those in Egypt, which I understand as like Arcturian energy, Arcturian and Sirius, coming through Sirius. So these are just, like I said, galactic energies that also assisted other ancient civilizations. So Egypt, I put Atlantis, Lemuria, or even the Druids, you know, back in Celtic times. Because the Druids were high priests and priestesses of nature, you know, connected to nature. But to me, for me personally, these all resonate actually. But I think that Egypt is the one right now that's coming through the strongest and has been for years. So, light language is just another form of sound, you know, healing, and also the way that these light beings communicate. But a lot of them communicate through sound and through frequency and sound healing. So, Tom Kenyon's a sound healer, and he's also a scientist and a psychologist or psychotherapist. So he has a background in like neuroscience and the brain, and he was very much a skeptic. He didn't believe in this, but this energy of the Hathors, as they called themselves, this consciousness, started coming through him. And so he started channeling through his voice sound healing. He has a 4-octave, beautiful voice. He said actually his voice evolved over time and went from 3 octaves to 4. And you can find tracks for free on his website. So it's just, you can just Google Tom Kenyon. I think it's just his name.com. Judy Sion is his partner. I consider them twin flames. They don't call themselves twin flames, but he writes about this in this book here. So I pulled out some books that I wanted to share just so that if one resonates. Magdalene Manuscript is by Tom Kenyon and his partner. The Alchemies of Horus and the Sex Magic of Isis. So this is talking about, this is the first part of this book is a channeled manuscript channeled energies from Mary Magdalene, according to him. And the book on the back says, Mary Magdalene's personal story of her tantric relationship with Yeshua ben Joseph, known today as Jesus Christ. A love so deep it survived over 2,000 years of lies to finally be told now in this, the beginning of the ending of time, it says in quotes. A high initiate of the Temple of Isis in Egypt, Mary Magdalene was the Holy Grail, the cup that carried the blood of Christ, and the long prophesied son, that was son, S-U-N, that was born to her was a girl named Sarah. So it says, in the Magdalene manuscript given by her and reprinted here, word for word as she gave it, she describes the alchemy that she and Yeshua practiced. This is like sex magic or tantra, or this here. The Pleiadian Tantric workbook is one that describes it, awakening your divine Ba. This is your celestial body. The Ka, K-A, is like your energy body around your body. So it would be like your energetic body, like your twin of your physical body, but made of energy and a little bit bigger than your physical body. Your Ba would be like be considered your higher self or your oversoul. I opened up to this page and it says, my goddess self from Andromeda. I mentioned Andromeda here. It's another one that has come to me, but not the one I resonate with the most, as that is a bit more of like a scientific consciousness versus like these feel more heart-centered. Don't take any of this. You take this all with a grain of salt. I'm not considering myself an expert in anything. I have received this information. Look, I just opened to another page. It says, I learned how to be a sixth dimensional being on Sirius. So that's what I wrote here. These books are really interesting. This woman actually died. What's really interesting is Tom Kenyon is retiring from channeling the Hathors. This woman, Amora Kuan Yin, who wrote this book and also wrote the Pleiadian workbook, which is Awakening Your Divine Ka, which is the energy body, and this is the Ba, which is your celestial body or your oversoul, higher self. And talking about this alchemy, this sort of tantric alchemy, probably not the tantra that you've heard of, but also described in this book here, the Magdalene manuscript. It says, this is the alchemy that prepared Jesus to sustain life after death so that he could meet his destiny and lay a trail of light through the death realms, a light path each of us can follow. So talking about the alchemy of their sacred relationship, between the two of them, the sexual alchemy that charged his energy body and allowed him to be immortal so that he could return as a light body, right? And this is all about Christ consciousness, which I know that I'm here to talk about. So I'm sure a lot of you are too. Let's just write it here. Sorry, this is a little bit messy. How happy are you that the whiteboard's back? I'm pretty happy. I got a bigger one. That's a big joke because I started my channel with an $8 whiteboard from Walmart. That's just full disclosure. In my parents' office. So it doesn't matter, right? Like the important thing is to share. So now we've graduated to a, I think, $25 whiteboard from Target. Moving on up. It says, in this remarkable text, this is Mary's story, revealing some of the deepest secrets of the temples as requested by Isis. I also pulled out my Isis Oracle by Alana Fairchild. By the way, Alana Fairchild, this writer of these beautiful oracle decks, is totally Starseed. I mean, she is just like from another dimension for sure. And this is a really awesome oracle book, oracle card deck that I love very much. And I figured I'd just cut and pull one. Let's see. Oh, wow. So this is funny. So Pillar of Light is the one that I posted in my membership group, the Sacred Space, recently, because it says Descent of the Star of Isis. It's talking about this energy of Sirius and for people needing to prepare to channel this energy. So that's exactly why I made this video. And so there you go. That's an affirmation that there are more of you out there that they want to prepare you so that you can receive this energy and then share it. And we got Talismans of Potency, charging sacred objects. I'm actually sitting here. I have different crystals here. In fact, this was my little Isis crystal that I did a little thing with this guidebook with this quartz. This is my one from Argentina. That was a gift to me. and it's actually called like the twin flame crystal. It's rhodochrosite, I think is how you pronounce it. It's really beautiful. Then I have celestite. These can be your talismans. I have actually a pyramid here of selenite. And this one here is called Tanzan quartz, and it's really beautiful. It's like iridescent gold. It's like bonded with gold and another mineral. It gives it that really beautiful color, and that's supposed to be like a stone to connect with other realms. So talismans of potency is really charging objects with intention and using them. I was just curious what we would see there. So that's just more confirmation. So anyway, Magdalene manuscript talks not just about, I mean, he shares like the manuscript from Magdalene, which is like a channeled message. It's about 70 pages of her channeled messages. Then he talks about fundamentals of alchemy. And then he talks about obviously the tantric sort of energy. And then the alchemy of relationship is another one. Again, it says this. It says, many of us do relationships the way we play poker. We do everything possible to get the upper hand. And if that fails, we bluff, we pretend to hold cards we don't have, we cheat, we lie. And while this is the model for many a relationship in our postmodern era, it's not the model for sacred relationship as described here in the manuscript. So this is why it's relevant on this path, you know, and that's why him and his partner, who got together, by the way, in their 50s, I believe, after Tom's wife passed away, she was sick. And him and Judy had a serendipitous encounter as children, and met many, many years later, and are partners now. So it's just a divine order. Amazing. So it says, let me be upfront here. Sacred relationship is not for everyone. In fact, I suspect there are far fewer persons capable or even willing to undertake it than there are those who prefer to play emotional card games. This type of relationship demands utmost honesty, both with oneself and with one's partner. Instead of hiding our cards, we lay them all out on the table, and our hopes, fears, petty and jealous thoughts, all of our connivings, all of it gets laid out in the clear light of awareness for our partner to see. And he or she must do the same. It will not work if there are back doors unlocked with mental escape in mind. It will not work if both partners are not absolutely, impeccably honest with each other. And the reason for this radical type of honesty is that without it, the alchemy of relationship cannot take place. Now, this may be a new term to many, since the dynamics of intimate relationships are rarely discussed in the four major alchemical streams, which are Egyptian, Taoist, Yoga Tantra, and Buddhist Tantra. So he talks about sacred relationship as a path to higher awareness, which is what we're talking about here, which is the twin flame path. So this book is pretty phenomenal. Then at the end, Judy adds her story, which Mary says is every woman's story. So it's really beautiful. It's going to be the next book club read for my group, Sacred Space. So that's my membership group online that I run with a private Facebook group. And we just finished reading my last book here I wanted to share, You Are a Goddess, or we're doing the last chapters, shortly. And this is by Sophie Bashford, another gorgeous intuitive and energy healer. And this goes through several archetypes of different goddesses, but Sophie's very special. I don't know, she's just like soul family. And I've spoken with her directly, and she was just as amazing in person, as she is in this book. So you really feel her energy come right through this book. And as you can see, she's holding the Ankh here, Egyptian, eternal life and the cycle of energies and the masculine and feminine when they merge. So, where's my pen? Where'd I put it? So Tom Kenyon is one person I would highly recommend checking out. Again, what I'm hearing you should check out here above all is the pineal gland attunement. It's free on his website. If you go to like the listening, you'll have to just click a tab to agree to the terms of not like sharing his content inappropriately, and then it will take you to several free downloads. And so the pineal, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, gland is like in the brain, in the sort of center of the brain, and it is a meditation that I started doing back in, it's about 5 minutes long, and he uses sound healing in his voice. His voice is just gorgeous. It sounds like angels singing. So check that out if it resonates. Like I said, I think I started listening to that in about 2013, and then I got into the Oren meditations by Sanaya Roman, which a lot of you know if you've worked with me personally. I share that stuff and recommend it to people very much, because those are the ones that for me really started to raise my vibration listening to those. So that's I should have put that here, I'll put it there. Sanaya Roman, so she's written Sanaya with a Y, Roman. She wrote Opening to Channel, she wrote a bunch of books, and their website is Oren, DABEN.com, OrenDaben.com, because Oren is her guide, and Daben is the guy that she works with, Dwayne's guide. But I do mostly the Oren meditations, and I did one course by them called Awakening Your Light Body, I believe is what it's called. So that would be another recommendation, OrenDaben.com. Sanaya Roman is the author, and Dwayne, I forget what his last name is the guy that she works with. Judy Satori is another sound healer who uses light language, and she really resonates for me. Again, she does a lot with energies from ancient Egypt, and I bought an entire course about Mary Magdalene from her as well. So we've got the Magdalene manuscript, we've got Mary Magdalene here. Magdalene comes up in You Are a Goddess, and that's just the energies that have come through to me over and over again. When I started YouTube and I started doing the twin flame videos, Magdalene's energy and Yeshua, that energy, the two of them were the ones that came through to me the most. In addition, there were a few ascended masters that came through as well during that period of time when I was making those videos. So here we are again. So Judy Satori's from New Zealand, and her work is really powerful. So that's just somebody else I would recommend checking out if this all resonates. Obviously, Amora Kwanyan, I talked about her. She's the author of both of these books. I'm going to be talking more about them. Particularly in my group, I do more of the intensive discussions and things in my membership group, where there's more of an even energy exchange, right? Because this is work for me to make these videos. So I want to do some of them here on YouTube, obviously for free, to give you guys these resources and share this information. And then in the group, we often go deeper and we go more intensively together. And then lastly, what was the last one? Well, I talked about Sanaya Roman here. This is basically what I wanted to share, because I feel like I said, there's a lot of information on the internet now. Not all of it is going to resonate for you, you know, and you do have to, and as I was saying that, it was 2222 on my clock. So it's really about you using your discernment and feeling what resonates the most deeply in your spirit and in your soul and in your heart. What will help you the most. Like I said, I'm not here to be dogmatic or to state that I know any absolutes about this, because I don't. All I know is what I feel is true in my heart, and all I know is what I get intuitively, and that's what I do with all this content. And I only create it if I feel guided to create it. I don't force it. You know, it comes when it comes, and right now it's coming. So, and I'm being guided to do sound healing, and I've got everything. I did some things in the past, and I come from a family of musicians, so that's always interested me, but I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. But this energy is saying they want me to do that, so I'm going to experiment with that. We'll see what happens. Maybe I can make some tracks, or I don't know yet. We'll find out, but they want me to sing, so, you know, sing sound healing, I feel. So let's see what happens. Just putting that out there. The Hathors told Tom Kenyon that they were sent by this ascended master, Sanat Kumara, and that they came through via Sirius, which they say Sirius is a portal to our galaxy. So, and they've given him lots of messages. So if you go to Tom Kenyon's website and you just click on the tab that says Hathors, you're going to see messages that he's channeled since the 90s. I think he started channeling them in 1993. And like I said, he's just retired last year. So I guess they need new channels. So I guess this is what's happening, right? Sometimes we pick up where somebody leaves off. So let's see what happens. I received one channel message from the Arcturians, which I didn't know who they were, in 2015, right before I started the YouTube. I got a very extensive message from this energy group. Again, I had no clue. I wrote it all down, typed it with my eyes closed, and then I Googled the stuff I wrote because I didn't know what it meant, and it turned out that it was legit. So, and it was really specific about what dimension they were working from, the 5th and the 7th dimension, and things about the twin flame path. So it's really fascinating stuff. But again, I was kind of afraid at first, so I didn't really want to explore it. But, you know, over time you get more comfortable, I guess. So I just wanted to share this and put it out there, and perhaps some of you can pick up some of these resources and start to explore for yourselves if this resonates. and I'm most definitely going to do more videos. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, if you're looking for private support, I have the Sacred Space. It's $19.99 a month. I do 2 videos in there, like video readings and updates, and then I do live videos that are, you know, pretty extensive. And we obviously have the Facebook group for support. So it's just a good place if you're looking for people that understand this journey, because I understand that most people do not, and they won't, you know, and that's fine. But that doesn't mean you're not meant to share and to explore and definitely to pass the baton. You know, I'm not a guru. I'm just somebody having an experience and sharing it and trying to be as authentic as I can be, no matter how scary it is. And hopefully that inspires you guys to do the same, because my guides are saying it's time for people to get away from focusing so much on like the physical relationship. That will come at the right time, if and when, you know, like if that's what is appropriate, it will happen for you if you do your part. But you're not here just to have a romantic relationship. If you came with all this information and all of this knowledge, it coded in your spirit, you know, in your DNA, you're here to share it and explore it and raise your own consciousness. And, you know, being an initiate, you're gonna reach for higher levels of consciousness and expanded awareness. So that is what my guides are showing me. That's the mission, you know, that's really important, and it's not something to be skipped over. But, you know, a lot of people don't want to do this. They just want to live happily ever after in this beautiful, sacred, high level relationship and conscious awareness. But, you know, you're here to be of service also. And so you may have to forego relationship to be of service for a while, or there may be things that are more important for your soul's growth to do before you'll be ready, or you may need to prepare a little more for this or whatever. But the over focus on the relationship part is, I feel, keeping a lot of people stuck when you could be, you know, moving and growing and evolving and feeling better if you're listening to your soul and doing other things that you're, you know, here to do. It feels good to be authentic. At first it can be scary, but that's why I put myself out here on YouTube, because it is at first scary, but then you find like you have other people that relate, you have a soul family, you have people that are going to support you. There are other people out there like you having the same experience. So I'm just trying to sort of be a beacon and say, now your turn, like you go and do it. So I hope that more of you are inspired to explore and share and pass this information on, because this is what's going to help, I feel, our planet, you know, as much as possible, as much as we can do while we're here physically, you know, until we, you know, go off to the next space and time, wherever that may be. So I'm going to leave it at that. Hope this was helpful. Definitely I'll be back with more videos. I'm just going to go one step at a time and, you know, listen to my guides and see what they want me to talk about step by step. So yeah, sending you guys lots of love. I'll be back soon. Hope that this resonated for you. Take care.